public opening up. Just so you have it is a continuation thing. So do not always just continue the. Pradeep, have you done the yesterday's assignment, cleaning up the data?
Yeah, I just done one, but and I'm trying to add some data in the middle, but I'm not able to add that. So that's what I just posted in the chat.
Not
Saying
able to do one thing. Where is that?
it's like unable to connect.
This one. We have encoded an error while connecting, trying to connect any analysis server. A connection cannot be made. Ensure the server is running. Ensure the server is running. That means it is basically saying, is this server running? You are seeing this green symbol here. Just open this SQL Server Management Studio and it will ask connect. And if it connected, that means it's running. Why is Achilles saying, do we have a class today? Yes, please join. Okay, come on. All right. So the first thing that where is my data? Okay, apply changes.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
This happens. You're sharing your screen?
Yeah, you're able to see.
Yes.
Okay. So you mean something is missing here? Like it's
Yeah, it is working.
it's
So
connected,
it is connected.
but it's saying like when I keep retrying, but it's still.
Uh, we encounter an error trying to connect details, analysis services. A connection cannot be made. Ensure that server is running. Hmm.
I'm
So
just
when you open up, when you open, are you trying to do it by yourself or opening up the connections from where? I mean, the question is, did you start blank from the blank data from the blank Power BI, or are you trying to use the starter files from the downloaded GitHub folder?
yeah like downloaded. So new source and I'm just trying to add like some SQL Server database.
I would suggest that's one thing I would suggest is don't use those things because I want you to do it by yourself. Now, one thing that you might have failed here because are this if you go into because you're using the files that they have provided, they will now if you go into settings, options and settings in data source settings, the data source settings, whatever the files they are referring to, this is not your local directory. This is not your local directory. This is not your local directory. This is the first thing that you need to do is fix that local directory. That means this is going to localhost AdventureWorks 2020. This is not the directory that we have. This is directing trying to connect to something else. That is not my server name. So what I'll do is I'll go to my properties. This is my
You're
server
sharing
name.
something?
Uh, yes, I was supposed to say share. Okay, share now. I'll tell you the error. Now, Pradeep, that is something that I don't want you to do. I want you to do from blank, not something from the starter file. Okay, like I said, the thing that the error that you're seeing is because the first thing first, you're not connected properly because you're using I asked you to do from a starter file, a blank file. Now, because you're using a starter file, the error you're seeing is because the data connection is missing there. So how do I fix this? Go to settings, options and settings, and go to data source settings. These are the data where I'm importing the data from. These are pieces, but these are not an actual right. These are wrong. All these things. There is no family. There is no DPL30. So I need to change the change the location. So for localhost adventure, this I need to change my SQL server. I'm going to change my SQL server. This is not my server name. I'm going to paste my server name. This is my server name. I'm going to say, okay. Now my server name is changed. I'm going to do the same thing with color format CSV and reseller. Where is in my local computer? Where did you download and where did you save it? I need to change it to the my that. So it will be color format CSV. I'm going to browse color formats. It is for me, it is there in my download, in my documents, Power BI training. These are the things that are there. So depending on where it is, change the directories. Change source, reseller targets, reseller sales target. Okay, and close. Once you have done it, then basically refresh the data. It will load. Now it will, once you refresh the data, the connection is re-established. It will re-establish the data and everything looks good. Now try that if but I'm telling you, do not use it. Do it from scratch.
Okay, yeah.
All right, cool. Now everyone good to go? Any doubts from yesterday's class, connections, etc.? Akhilesh, Hitesh.
No,
I'm asking you guys to share the screenshot. You guys are not sharing the screenshots. Please
sir,
do. Yes.
I'm not there. Last 2 days, can you share the recordings of
Yeah,
last 2 days?
I shared you. Yes, I have shared you the YouTube videos, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
I have.
that's the same thing. Yeah, even if you it's the same class, but it is basically how your project. But if you the thing is why do we do is something that I am trying to teach you in the class. So now the first thing first is try to create the model, the models, basically the model. Now I will give you an example how you need to think. So this is the, let's say these are the tables that are available there. If you see, there is the these are the tables. Like when you import the data, these are the all the tables that are there in the uh, basically in a company, in a sales company. These are now there is something called dim and there's something called fact. Now there is in the fact, there is fact currency rate, fact finance, fact internet sales, fact, all these fact tables are there. All dimension tables are here. What is the difference between a dimension table and a fact table? What is the difference between dimension and a fact table? Yes, what is the difference between a dimension table and a fact table?
Fact table is like a main source which have all the data, and the dimensions are like the linked or like in the model.
Fewer records. They have only few records.
Yes. So if you now the fact table is where that is there in the middle, and you are connecting different dimension tables to that. So now let's say here there is sales data, the sales fact table, finance fact table, and all these things. So that means we are trying to do a sales analysis. We are trying to do sales analysis. So that is the reason what we have done. The first thing first we have done is we imported this fact sales. Then we are trying to connect different tables. But in generic cases, let's say you're not working in sales, you're working in marketing. Now, what is the first thing that we'll import? Fact marketing table. Whatever I mean, I'm just saying there is a table that is belongs to marketing, and that marketing table is the first table that you need to import. So depending on if you're working in sales, you're working in marketing, you're working in HR, you're working in different places, think about what is the thing that you want to import. This is a whole all the data that is available in the in a company. But depending on what you want to do, you need to import the things that you need. Okay. Now I know that the sales table should be in the middle, and I need all these connections. So let's see if I go into my data model. Okay, I can see all the different things that are there. First, I'll fit everything into one place. I'll fit everything in one place. I know that sales data is here. All the other things basically go around it. All the other things go around this. Okay, this is something that I know it will definitely happen. So let's try to do our analysis. Let's try to do some analysis. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, let's try to do some analysis. What are they trying to do? Not this one. Okay, so first thing first, in the Power BI desktop, in the left report view icon, so they are going to the report view. Then they are saying to say expand all. So basically, what that means here, now everything is, I need to expand everything. In order, in order to do that, I can do this, or I can right click and say expand all. If I don't want, I can say collapse all as well. So I'm they're saying so expand all. Expand all. Let's see all the things that are there that are expanded. Okay. Now next, what are we trying to do here? Now add a column to add another sort. Create a table visual. Okay, product table. Inside the product table, from inside the product table, check category field. So basically what are they trying to do? They are trying to basically do category versus sales. They are doing category versus sales. So how many categories are there, how many sales are there? Now let's say category. So let's show for what is category. Category is there, then we have sales. From sales, where are the sales? Now the problem here, what I'm seeing is, what is this? Where is the category? Category is in which table? Category is in category is in product table, and sales is from sales table. But in the data model, we haven't given any connections yet. We haven't given any connections. So the data visual will also be not appear. If you see, if you open this visual, if you open this visual, it is not available. You can't see any. It is the same. It's the same number that is populating, which is basically sum of sales. This is the total sales that have happened. It is not categorized with respect to the category. Now that is the whole point of doing the data modeling. So let's go back. The next, in the model view icon, select manage relationships. So let's go to relationships. Now in relationship management, you notice that no relationships are yet defined because there are no relationships. We haven't defined any relationships yet. Configure a relationship from product table to sales table. Okay, now I need to connect. So because this is from product table and sales table, where are my product table and sales table? Where are my product table? Yeah, product table is here and sales table here is here. What is the one thing that I can connect from sales table and product table?
Product key.
Yeah,
Product.
product key is something that I can, in order to connect, I can go here and drop it. Yeah, product key from here, it's one to many. Everything looks good. Let's save it. Now there is a relationship that appeared. Let's go back to our visual. Did it change? Yes. See, right away it changed. Just because we made a connection, it has changed it. So that's why we need data modeling. We need to connect the data. Now let's go back. Now configure the relationship. Product key column in each are selected. Yep, this is what we have already discussed. Why, how does the data modeling works and why it is done. Yes, this is how you need to go for it. Okay, next, what we are doing, create additional relationships. So additionally, what are we saying? Hey, from sales to reseller, what are we doing? So sales to reseller. So where is reseller? Yeah, here, sales to reseller. Basically, this key element, basically the key column is basically created to connect the different tables. So I'll give you a basic example. Let's say you go to a DMart, you are buying something. Okay, how does the computer recognize that this is the product?
Barcode.
Yes,
Barcode.
barcode. What does that barcode generate?
A unique ID. About the product and cost of the product,
Yes, but it will
quantity
also
of
give you a number, SKU number. Usually, it will give you the SKU number. So what that number, every time you try to scan it, yes, all the details are also there, but there is a particular number that is associated with that product. Now, if you go to any dress like shopping as well, if you go to Zudio, when you scan the data, a product code is always captured. These codes are generated for connecting all these things. These codes are very important. Using these codes only, we gonna connect everything. So that is called a key table. So if you see is key column, sorry, so reseller key. You see the sales territory key. There are there everywhere. They're there everywhere. Product key, sales employee key. So that is there everywhere. So now reseller data to reseller. So I'm gonna go for reseller and reseller. Now I'm gonna do this. Connection is established. Now, next, use the new technique to create the following. So it is saying this is something that you can do. Region, sales territory key to sales territory key. So connect everything. Sales territory key to sales territory key that we can do. Sales territory key. Ye. So let's go many to many. For now, let's save it. No worries. Then employee key. Where is employee key? Employee key to employee key. So we have done some connections here. So sales charity key and employee key. So these are two things that we have done. Next, okay, yeah, this is changed. Few things that I want to, yeah. Now let's understand this. Now, if I go to this report view, there are categories. There are categories. The sales are given here. Now the question is, if I go to yeah, if I go to product, look at in the table. In the product, there are products that are there, but in this, there's something called category. In the category, there are components, accessories, components. There's category, but there is also subcategory. That means usually in the category, let's say if you're buying clothes, there are men clothes, there are women clothes. In men clothes, there are like tops and bottoms. In the tops, there are shirts, t-shirts, all the things. In the bottoms, there are pants, formal pants, shorts, all these things. So this is basically hierarchy. Hierarchy is basically means, so like just like in clothes we have like in bottoms and like short tops and bottoms. I'm just giving random examples. There in the tops we have shirts, formal shirts and everywhere. So this is a hierarchy. That basically The subcategory comes into the products, or the subcategory is subdivided into into category. That means there is a hierarchy there. This is called a hierarchy. If you open Paint, so this is the first one. It is divided into three. So this whole thing is called hierarchy. Now hierarchy is very important in terms of dates. So there is year. From year there is quarters. From quarters there are months. From months, then there are weeks, then there are days. This is something that usual hierarchy we keep getting in sales category, subcategory, and location. There is region, north, west. Region is there. After region, there are like continents, there are countries, there are states, there are cities, town. This is another hierarchy we'll keep seeing. Now, this hierarchy we understand. We understand that there is category and subcategory. But the thing is, you need to tell the computer that hey, this these are basically this is basically the hierarchy. So this is basically a hierarchy. Now, how do you create a hierarchy? Right click and say create hierarchy. You have created a hierarchy, category hierarchy. Then you are saying going into subcategory and say add to hierarchy, category hierarchy. Now what happens? I'll give you a small example. I'll give you a small example. What happens here if you do this? Now we have basically done categories and sales, right? I'm gonna copy visual. I'm gonna paste this. Now I'm removing this category. Now a category, a hierarchy is given here. A hierarchy I've created. There is category separately. But what I'm saying is I'm gonna put this here. Now what you're seeing, there's category and subcategory that directly came up. This is the hierarchy. This is called hierarchy. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Any doubts so far in this? Guys, able to understand? Understood hierarchy?
Yes, sir.
So, but here they are also saying category, subcategory, product also come under this hierarchy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to add product into the hierarchy as well. Where is my product? Yeah, I'm going to say add to hierarchy, category hierarchy. So you'll have one more thing, but we have changed here. If doesn't change here, you can refresh it. Refresh it. Cancel this. Use this. Yeah. So if you see, there is again product also has been added. This is the hierarchy. Always make sure the hierarchy you maintain for dates, region, sales categories, all these things. Hierarchy is very important. Okay, next, what is he asking us to do? Let's understand formatting. Let's understand formatting. To organize the column into display folder, select the background color formatting display folder. Okay, so what are they trying to do? Background color format and both color font color format. Background color format, font color format. Now, what are they doing? They need to go into a different folder. Now, what have we done? So basically, what's happening is now you have a lot of tables and columns. Now it kind of gets very confusing. Yes, I can see that there is a product table, region table, reseller table that are appearing here. That is good, but even in products, let's say there are so many tables that even we have deleted lot of things in Power Query, but still there is some sort of confusion, some sort of ambiguity. So what do we do usually? Let's say, what do we do? We'll try to segregate more. For a simple example, you have all the pictures in your download folder. You open your download folder, there's so many pictures. Then what you'll do, you group them with respect to, let's say you went to a trip. Then you'll say Goa trip and put all the Goa pictures there. So you basically do that so that it will look very easy, very easy to understand. In the same way, you can also do that in Power BI. So in Power BI, what basically I have done is we go to data model. I have selected multiple things. Let's say product key, standard cost, different things that I have selected. Whatever things that are there, that you say, I can group this, I can put this into one folder. I select this, and you can just write a name of the folder. For example, what I've done is I have created a folder for background color format, font color format. These are the two things that are related to color. So what I've done, I made a folder named color format, which I can hide, unhide. It will be easy. If I don't need it, I'll unhide it. If I need it, I will hide it. So this is how it is there. Now, the next thing that is most important is basically the data type. Usually we can fix it in Power Query right away. From there itself, we can fix the data type and everything. But for some reason it's not there. You can do the data type here too. But it's not only the color, the data type. In Power Query, you can only fix the data type, but there are additional things that can be done. Now you can actually mention, let's say for a region, state province is given. The state province is given, but state province, I can also say it is a location. It is a location, so I can do that. What is the state province? It is text for now, but the thing is I need to make it into a location. Come on, go into, why is data type still here? Date, whole number, fixed date, time. No, I need to make this into globe, a location. Why is it not coming? Let's say city. It's not coming. Let me check why it's not coming. It should be coming. So, so the second thing that I mentioned is creating a folder. Creating a folder. How many of you understand creating a folder? Why do we create a folder? There are two things that I have mentioned. First is creating a hierarchy. First thing is creating hierarchy. Second thing is creating a folder. Two things clear so far. Creating hierarchy and creating folder. I'm not okay. Next, what are we trying to do? Then again, configure reseller table. In the reseller table, created a hierarchy. Again, they are creating a hierarchy. Creating hierarchy renamed resellers. The following two levels. Okay, they are creating multiple hierarchies. I think you can create a hierarchy for now. That's good enough. So let's create geography as a hierarchy. First thing I need, the topmost is country region. Where is the country region? In the, basically this is the reseller table. In the reseller table, where is reseller table? This one. In the reseller table, country region, create hierarchy. I'm going to create a hierarchy. Now below that we have state at state. Let's go add hierarchy state. Next we have city. Let's go to add to hierarchy city. Next we have reseller. Reseller. Now this is country region hierarchy. I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename it geography. I'm gonna rename it as geography. Okay, so I have renamed it as geography, and in geography the whole thing is given. Okay, now what are we gonna do? Now what is the other thing that are there that might be useful for you guys? Okay, formatting is something, yes, it's very useful. Let's go, let's try to do this. Now in the properties pane, let's go to this sales table. Let's go back to sales table. In the sales table, select cost column. Where is the cost? This is the cost column. Now let's see how the cost column is there in sales. In sales, where is my sales? Let's go to sales table. Oh, okay, I see there is a cost 63.45, 3,796. This looks good. Okay, now in the properties panel, in the description, enter based on standard cost. Okay, basically they are asking to give some description. You can write a description based on standard cost, okay. The description can be applied to tables, hierarchies. Okay, that's fine. This is a basic description can be to anything. It is to understand better about that particular column. Select quantity column. Select quantity column. Okay, that I've selected. That's fine with me. Next, in the properties pane, inside formatting section, 1000 separator property to yes. Okay, now here, now something that is there. Mm, let's understand this. The quantity data type is whole number that we already got from Power Query. So we'll keep it that way. Format is a whole number. Yes, let's keep it that way. It's not a percentage and everything. It's gonna be simple thing. Now there are two things that are there: 1000 separator and percentage format. Now it is not a percentage format, so I'm not going to say yes. 1000 separator. The 1000 separator basically means where do you keep the comma? Where do you keep the, if in the table you in the quantity, where do you keep the comma? Comma is after billions or thousand lakhs and everything. 1000 separator just gives you a comma after there is a thousand. That basically means a 1000 separator. Where do you see the comma is something that you can do here. You can also select how many decimal places that you want. Usually keep it to 2. That's more than enough. Decimal places is 2. That's more than enough for you, for us. So this is how you can formatting data type is something we already done in query. Then there is 1000 separator and decimal places. So this is the formatting. Every time you select something, you need to format it in the way that you want. Okay, select unit price. This is pretty much same thing. Again, we are doing the same in the unit price as well. We are formatting decimal places to 2, which we are done. This is okay. This is something that we can do. Again, let's go to select unit price column. Unit price. Okay, now usually what happens is when we go into a report, the sales is basically sum of sales. The sales are all basically sum of sales. Let's go here first. I'm gonna remove product and sales are basically sum of sales is given. They're adding the sales. That is by default, but you can change it. It's not like you can't change it. You can go sum of sum. You can go to average it, anything that you want. By default it is sum, but for some reason you don't want to summarize by sum, then you can go for average. Then what happens is the default will be average for that particular column. I usually leave it to sum, but just understand that you can change the default. You can change the default by clicking this thing. Okay, that is what it is. Now there is average. Okay, there is one more thing that I want you to do is, where is it? Yes, this is something that I wanted to show. Now We have already saw DAX functions. We have already seen DAX functions. You already see DAX functions. There is a simpler way, right? This is 2022, 2020, but now there is AI. There is more simplicity has come into this. Now there is something called quick measure. Now we have mostly used measure where we are creating manually writing the data sales into whatever formula that you want to write. That is what we are writing. Let's say you want to write uh, sales minus cost. There is no sales table itself. There is sales minus cost. Where is cost? uh, there is sum of sales. You have to manually write the whatever formula that you want to write, but there is something called a quick measure. It is an additional guidance to how to write a calculation, how to write a measure. For example, they're asking to create some sort of mathematical operation, let's say multiplication, division, subtraction, anything that you want. So they are give the no sum of sales minus cost is something they are looking for. So they're looking for a subtraction. So first thing first, I'm going to go into sales. I'm going to first remove this. I'm going to first select sales because I want the quick measure to be done in sales. Now I'm going to say quick measure, create a quick measure. I want to do a subtraction. I want to do a subtraction. I want to do a subtraction. I want to sales cost from sales. Where is the sale cost? And from sales, I want to cost. This will give me my profit. Sales minimum cost. Now this is basically profit. So quick measure is basically a measure, but it's additional. But if you look at the formula, it's basically what we are doing: sum of all sales minus sum of all sales cost. Say a sales column minus cost column. This is what we are trying to do. But we didn't write manually the formula. We use something called quick measure. Quick measure has like a template. It is like a template. If you want average per category, you can do that. These are templates that are already given where we are picking and placing. Measure means you're directly writing, manually writing the formula. Quick measure means you're using some sort of template to do it. So this is called measure, quick measure. Any doubts in this? Understood the difference between quick measure and measure? Quick measure and measure.
Yes, sir.
Quick measure and measure. Yes. Now I want you to guys to complete this. You guys didn't do the yesterday's. Lot of people didn't do the yesterday's exercise as well. You have all the information needed, all the tool knowledge needed to do this exercise. I want you guys to try to do this exercise. We have gone through every single tool that we're going to use. We have created hierarchy. We have created folders. We have created measures. We have created measures manually and using quick. Now, I want you guys to do this. Try to do this exercise. And at the end of the thing, share a screenshot once it is done. Once it is done, share the screenshot of the data model that you have created. We're gonna use the same thing to go for the next step. But the thing is, this is very important. You need to do exercises of this project because the project we have already started. This is the third day of the project. If you do the project only, it's going to be easy, or else it's everything is going to go from your mind. Now I am telling you why are we doing things, and what is the significance of it, and what are the tools that are required. I'm not going line by line, because if I do it, I am practicing it. And I want you guys to practice it. You have all the information needed, the tool knowledge, how to do it. You have detailed instructions as well. I have told you why do we do this. There's a video as well. If you still don't do it, that's going to be very hard to understand the Power BI on the project level. So please do this. Any doubts in this? There's one. Where is the where's the region? Geography, country, advance. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is, let's say if there is a city here, uh, there are some visualizations here where you can create maps. If you see, this is a map. You can create a map. All these places are maps. This is a map. There are two maps that are defaultly given. Yeah, this is also a map. So what happens is, there is already the Power BI has the data that what are the cities that are available in the world, what countries are available in the world. So it understands that there are these are cities, these are advanced cities. So one thing I usually do is, if there is a city column, let's say city column, what are there in the cities? Where is city? Where the city go? Yeah, in the reseller, if reseller table. Okay, the state is given California, all these are given, the city name is given. So I want to make sure that the Power BI understand that this is a state name. It just understand right now that it is a text. If you go here, if you go to state, if you go to state, it just understands, that it is a text. But this is just text type of data. But you go into advanced, you can say this is a state. This is a state. It is a country, region, all these things. You can go here, state or province. When you say state or province, it understands, okay, this is a state. So because there is inbuilt data, there's inbuilt data in Power BI, and it is connected to internet as well. So it understands that, okay, this is something that there is a state. Now once I click this, look at the symbol that it changed to. It gives a globe symbol. It gives a globe symbol. You can do the same thing with the city as well. You can say it is a city name. Again, it opens up a globe symbol. This is something that for maps that you can do. This is one thing that I wanted to share. Region, country, region. There is country here, country. Make sure it says it's a country. So give them like this is what it is. You can go advance and say what kind of the what is that, etc. Any doubts so far in today's thing? We have multiple things that we have discussed. Is first is hierarchy is something that we have discussed. How to keep in the folder is something we discussed. We have discussed about formatting. We have discussed about advanced steps that are given here. And anything else that we have done? Yes, these are the things. I want you guys to complete this exercise by tomorrow. By tomorrow, I want you to complete. It will take an hour or so. Just spend the time on it and just complete this exercise. Make sure it's not just this exercise. The first, second, third, you have to complete all the three exercises. Sounds good?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts so far in this?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm hoping I'll see you guys tomorrow.